What is good, fam? Back at it with another one, and today we have a series of special events planned because you know what? I'm feeling a bit nostalgic. You know, as a millennial myself, there have been a few restaurants that we have thought about back in the day that we might have gone to in high school, after high school, in our struggle phases, in our 20s, that we just don't even think about anymore, and I'm trying to wonder why. Well, I guess we're going to figure out today because we're going to hit them up. With no further ado, let's get into it. This place closes in 30 minutes. The food is of super abnormal quality. I guess I have to factor that in, but I'm hoping that won't be a thing.
May close within 1 hour of when you arrive.
The place is called Hibachi Express. I think we might be in luck as far as getting something good to eat here. We'll see. I haven't been to a local Chinese food restaurant place in forever. This was the closest one by my house that was not of crazy review because the other one had a 3.7. Inside's really nice, looks very clean. Let's get into it. Alright, we have a good classic menu here. I'm kind of getting excited. It's been a while. Alright, fam, we got the bag. Let's go and see what it's hidden for. Hibachi Express here in Greenville. We're going to see what it's hidden for, folks. Wait till we get back to the house. It's looking hefty. First off, got the egg drop soup here. And very egg droppy. Egg roll. Here is the spicy orange chicken bowl. If you see there, I haven't popped it open yet, but that's what it looks like. Very hot, by the way. Super duper hot. And last but not least, the beef lo mein platter. Got a nice little cardboard separator. Touch, they care. They're doing something like that. They obviously care about the final product, so that's a good sign right there. Subtle indicators, but read them and wait, people. Ooh, very fragrant, very hot, very fresh off the grill. And this is 25 minutes before they're about to close too, so pretty good. I can imagine they're pretty good and they're in the rush. I don't even typically get noodles at restaurants, but since they told me to get it, I'm glad I did. Let's check it out. It's got that velvety beef texture, textbook Chinese restaurant beef. All right, see what the Chinese takeout's hitting for in 2025. Off to a good start. Very textbook flavors, exactly what you'd expect from a Chinese restaurant. But maybe even a little bit better because this is definitely fresh. They made it fresh. There wasn't a bunch of hot trays out in the front there. They cooked it up to order, so whether that means they flashed it in the pan quick, I don't know, but it definitely tastes like they made it to order, so that's a good start. The bottom of these noodles is so satisfying. It's very soft. Got the carrots in there mixed with the cabbage and the onion too. Decent amount of beef. Nothing crazy with the portion of the meat, but you know, I can't complain. It's nicely mixed. Not mad at that, people. Nothing crazy as far as flavors, but honestly, it's still pretty good. And they didn't really mess up anywhere here. It's just pretty straightforward Chinese American fast food. I'm gonna give the lo mein an 8.3. You can honestly probably eat this by itself and it'll be a meal in itself. Let's not wait any longer to give this orange chicken a shot. It's so hot, it's burning my hand. Look at that, wow. Pretty fire portion, sauced up perfectly. Fried rice is looking a bit suspect. It's looking more just like yellow rice, but we'll see what that tastes like. I asked for an extra spicy as well. Right there we have the orange chicken, looking pretty marvelous. Cheers, folks. Okay, nothing crazy, not mad though. It's kind of like a slight step up from buffet orange chicken, to be honest. But I don't mean that in a mean way, I just mean that in an honest way. This is really hot, I can't even hold it. I like that this orange chicken actually tastes like orange. You actually do get a strong orange flavor in here, which is pretty cool. Sauce is super thick and heavy. It could very well be like a bagged orange chicken sauce experience. Again, it does taste like a slight step up from the buffet orange chicken you usually get at buffets, Asian buffets. Let's try the fried rice though. Fried rice, it honestly doesn't look very fried. Not very fried. Tastes like yellow rice with mixed vegetables. I'm not sure if they actually fried that in a pot. Glad I didn't get a combo fried rice because I definitely would not have been pleased. I've noticed that with fried rice in general nowadays, the corners are usually cut. It's not usually as deluxe as it once was. That fried rice gets like a 6.8. I went in blind. I'm assuming this is a vegetable egg roll. Egg roll's pretty solid. Not much flavor, honestly, but again, it still tastes very fresh, very hot. It was not sitting. One particular takeaway from this restaurant in general is that they actually care about the quality and the freshness of the food. So shout out to you, Hibachi Express, for actually hooking it up for a fresh meal. As far as flavors go, it's pretty generic and pretty bland. But even this doesn't have much seasoning, it just tastes like cabbage. Even that didn't save it. That's a weak duck sauce. Glad I went here and not the other Chinese food restaurant that was a 3.7. Because man, that place looks scary. But I'm gonna have to say that for a worst food review because there's some seriously mixed reviews on that. Let's get into this egg drop soup right here. This looks promising. Let's get our egg drop soup. Very hot, very rich, very warm. Unfortunately, it's in plastic, but I can transfer it. It hasn't been that long. Ooh, that flavor just warms your soul. There's not really much to egg drop soup as far as the flavor, but it's just a very simple, calming, subtle note. Every bite just fills your body warmth. Very good though. I like that a lot. That gets an 8.7. Honestly, I'm not mad at this. For $25, I think I got a pretty decent amount of food, $25.17 out the door. Now, the reason why I think this might not be as popular as it once was, I think the flavor profiles and as far as the overall quality that you're expected when you get Chinese food just doesn't really match with the millennials and so on and so forth after you get older. You just kind of learn what to eat and what not to eat. And again, it's never typically the highest quality food. Will it fill you up? Yes. Does it taste decent? Yes. But again, there's better Chinese food and there's so hit and miss that you never really know what you're getting into when you go into them. But you do know that you're not necessarily getting the highest quality meal. So I think its reputation has kind of preceded itself. Additionally, Americans' knowledge of the Asian diaspora as far as flavors and cultures has expanded severely since the early 2000s. So I think there's just like a lot more options as far as that direction where you have a Asian flavor, but more exciting experience, I guess, because Chinese food is one of the first Asian cultures that hit America. So everyone knows what it is, everyone's had it. And a lot of times people just go to Panda Express. You know what to expect when you go to Panda Express. They don't necessarily always know what to expect when you go to that mom and pop Chinese spot. Some days it might be good, some days it might be bad. Could depend on who's working there. So I can see why this had fallen off. Again, this restaurant I saw 8.0 overall. Based off how hot everything is though, this definitely got hit up in the walk. Because it's just burn your mouth hot. But the good kind of burn your mouth hot where it's like just too hot enough. Fire. It's a mixed bag here, people. Now, if you're a millennial, this one might be near and dear to your heart, like the mall used to be at one point. Rest in peace to the mall scene. But this one in particular that I'm going to has a 3.0 rating, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see why it has a 3.0. I actually reviewed this restaurant about a year ago on my channel, and it honestly was a bit underwhelming. Let's see if there's a reason why it's actually as bad as it seems to be and why it has lost popularity, because at one point, if you went to the mall, you would definitely hit this restaurant up or be in consideration alongside Panda Express or Sbarro. It was just one of those top 3 go-to options that you can get at the mall. But as of recently, you don't really hear much. So you're actually gonna have to go to the mall for this one. This will actually be interesting to go into the mall. I haven't been to the mall in forever. Let's see what's good. Shit, I'm over here assuming the mall is dead. The mall is alive and well, people. This thing is packed. Yeah, the mall is definitely not dead. This thing's popping. All right, now we gotta actually find the place I'm looking for. Stay tuned. So I have no idea where it is. That also might be a potential stop right there. I've had a Cinnabon in how long? What's the current opinion on Cinnabon? Honestly, they never really fell off, in my opinion. It's always been good, so I don't know. I'm testing out a new mic setup, so if it sounds crazy, definitely drop a comment and let me down below. Because I'm trying these cheap lavaliers. We're gonna see which one actually works. But yeah, let me know if the audio sounds good or not. Yeah, you see, Sbarro is still holding on strong with their $8 slice of pizza. That was $8 back in like 2010. I have no idea how it's still that much. There she goes. Charlie's cheesesteaks. Still very popular, as we can see. Let's see, there you got the menu options. Man, $15 for a cheesesteak meal is crazy, and this isn't even the large one. This is like the regular size. But it'd be worth it, man. We gonna see. Man, chopping it up on the grill, going hard. Okay, that's some work. Looking kind of good, I'm not gonna lie. All right, y'all. Here we are at Charlie's Cheesesteaks. If you didn't catch the vibe before, this used to be the #1 mall goat. To be honest, you'd be walking around the mall all day, tired, dragging along behind your mom. At least you get a cheesesteak out of it, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, it still looks pretty damn good, if I'm not gonna lie. Bun is honestly looking a bit generic, but other than that, it looks pretty good. It's a decent portion. Definitely bigger than the last time I got it, which was like a year ago. If you want to check out that shorts on my channel. But with no further ado, let's get into it, folks, and I'm gonna tell you if it's hidden or just hype. What's also crazy is they put the fries underneath. How am I supposed to eat the meal with the fries underneath? Crazy work. Take that malt vinegar as well. Gotta get the malt vinegar with the cheesesteak bread. Okay, that's nice and doused. Now we're gonna take our mayonnaise here. Put that on just like that on the side. I asked for extra mayonnaise, but there's never enough mayonnaise, people. Let's be real. Now that we're locked and ready to go, let's take our first bite and see what it hits for. Been to any mall across America, you're probably familiar with this. No further ado, folks, let's give it a shot. Now, what I will say about this is that the portion is definitely decent. The flavor's all right too, honestly. The meat's not the craziest, but it's honestly pretty good. It says USD choice beef, whatever that's supposed to mean. But we got the provolone on there, melting nice up. Not very traditional with the lettuce and tomato, but I would have asked for this anyways. But on the first bite, first impression, it's pretty good, honestly. Good flavor on the steak, and nice portion. That's why I'm trying to get my food. Watch out, bro. Take another bite. Honestly, this is pretty good. Probably cut in half. We get a cheese pool. Cheese pool's like a 7 out of 10. I think that's not super greasy either. Like the meat is actually pretty lean. It's got some juice dripping. There's enough juice, but it's not like overly bearing where it's like leaking all over the place, if you understand. Then we got the fries here. Prince and malt. Cheers. That malt vinegar just adds that little tang to it. Definitely appropriate. Now, if you're a Philly person, I don't even have any frame of reference for legit Philly cheesesteak because I've never been to Philly. Or honestly, for the most part, I've had malt Philly cheesesteaks my whole life, but it's pretty solid. I would not mind coming back every once in a while. Now, is it blow your socks off good? No, but it's still a pretty solid offering, honestly. $15 is a bit steep, though. I'm just saying. Come on, Charlie, get it together. And Charlie's cheesesteaks, I give it like a 8.3 out of 10. Honestly, better than I was expecting. I wouldn't mind having this every once in a while. Obviously, there's better cheesesteaks out there. It's not necessarily authentic, but for a nice little mall grab, can't be mad at it. I really don't have much to say about it because it's like right in the middle, honestly. Like, it's not super duper amazing, but it's also not bad at all. I think they found a nice balance between what's going to pass and what's going to be able to be profitable versus trying to knock everyone's socks off. Because, I mean, when you go to Charlie's, you go to the mall, you know what to expect. Not expecting a 5-star experience, and they know that. That's probably why they're in all the malls instead of standalone restaurants. But nevertheless, a pretty solid offering from Charlie's. Let me give them an 8.3 out of 10. Since we're here, we might as well get this out of the way. No, I give them a little bit of credit because I remember back in like 2013, the slice was like $8. So if it's $5.49 now, I guess they've come to the reality of some of it. Let's see here. That one's fresh. I guess we'll get a slice of that. What's that one called?
A4 cheese white.
Oh, cool. Can I get that slice right next to it, actually? That'll be it for me. Actually, don't just have pizza here, people. They have a few other Italian dishes. If you want 2 slices with the drink, you can get that for $12.29, which I guess is not too bad. I don't eat pork personally, but pepperoni is still my most go-to flavor of pizza. But I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty good. We have the 4 cheese white slice right here. Yeah, it's fresh out the oven technically because they reheat everything, but this one was honestly just fresh off the rip. But it looks pretty good. It smells like some pretty solid cheese. I get a strong Parmesan flavor from it, so that's pretty present. So you see there, 4 cheese blend again. It seems like there's some sort of herb blend on the crust as well. It's probably on the whole pizza. But let's give it a shot, folks. It's got a decent amount of flop. Not too crazy. Nice in between. David pointed, I think you'd be surprised. It honestly does not taste bad at all. I'm definitely missing the sauce. I'm typically not the person that gets pizza without sauce, but it's still really good. Very salty because there's a bunch of cheese. Definitely very strong Parmesan flavor on there. That's all I bite though. Not mad at this at all. Not mad. Maybe I just don't remember because I literally haven't had Sbarro since I was a kid, but the slice seems to be a bit smaller. Maybe that equivalates to what they reduced the price down because again, I remember in like 2013, the price was like $8 a slice, which is crazy. It's like, who do you think you are? Madness. But anyways, this was $5.49, so pretty decent. It's nothing crazy though. Again, it's just mid pizza. Their ranch dipping sauce. Not ranch dressing, ranch dipping sauce. Keep the difference, people. There's a difference. Probably gonna be thicker. Oh, trying to do me dirty ranch. I don't feel that. Here we have the ranch dipping sauce. We're gonna give it a shot within said dipping sauce. Let's give it a go. Oh, this is like the shallowest amount of sauce. Was like half an ounce. Crazy. Everything's a finesse nowadays, people. It's crazy. Cheers. Yeah. It's giving cafeteria vibes. Again, nothing crazy. I definitely wouldn't come back for this, to be honest with you. Maybe if I was in the mall, I'd get this, but there's several options before this I would go for. And again, if you're gonna put yourself up in the mall, you gotta bring something with it, or that's gonna be your strong point, which is what Sbarro's strong point is. Pretty much every restaurant in the mall is like this. You know what to expect. Nothing crazy. 7.8. Let's give this slice one more chance at redemption and throw some Parmesan cheese on it, some Parmesan. Mid takes. Sbarro, yeah. I see why you're going out of business. It's just not special. The crust isn't special. The cheese is a decent flavor though. I will give you that. But I'm not running home for this. This is the last time y'all been in the mall. I ain't shopped here forever. I just buy shit offline, but to each their own. Again, it's still very popular. Look at this retro game store's Xbox original collection. Fire. This one's fire, but the second one's better. Honestly, if they had a Jet Set radio, I'd probably buy it. Not gonna lie. This game was also pretty good. Splashdown, which was like the equivalent to Wave Race on Xbox original. Excuse me. Project Gotham Racing. This is also a classic series. This shit's holding on by a thread somehow. All right, y'all. Admittedly, this next spot was never really my get down, but my group of friends, my old group of friends, they swore by this place, and probably because they're alcoholics more than anything, and they have some cheap beer. But also, they used to be there like every Saturday night, and I don't know, the food never really impressed me, and I'm not really a bar food type of person, but nevertheless, we're gonna see what it's in for because it definitely had its heyday back in like 2011 to like 2013, I would say. Now this place is the infamous Buffalo Wild Wings. Ironically, right next to a Red Robin, which is also a restaurant that has lost favor in the public eye. But we're gonna save that for part 2. And folks, I never really had a phase where I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, so I don't really know what's good in here. I know they have like some atomic wings or something like that. Maybe I'll get that, maybe not. I'm just gonna go off what looks good and kind of catch the vibe and see what the environment's like. Let's see what do people. All right, y'all, it's still pretty popular in there. I have no idea. A lot of these places might be just popular because I'm in the South, or maybe not, I don't know. Here we have the menu complete with sticky thumbprint. Delicious. All right, reading and wheat people. Now you let me know what's good on this menu. Again, I've literally never eaten from here before, so this is gonna be an experience for both of us if you haven't eaten here either. I'm kind of feeling a burger, and I know wings is their main thing, obviously Buffalo Wild Wings. So we're definitely gonna have to get some of those. To take that even further, I'm not a wing person either, so we'll see. What's your opinion on the wild sauce? Is it actually hot? The wild sauce, yeah.
Yeah, it's hot.
Like hot?
Yeah.
Like uncomfortable?
Uncomfortable.
All right, y'all. Total for that order was $31.30. I ended up going with the wild sauce, so pray for me. Honestly, all things considered, the amount of food I got, I think that's a pretty fair deal, to be honest with you, depending on how big the house lamp is going to be. But I mean, it's like 4 different items, so how small could it really be? But nevertheless, we're going to see what it's hitting for, folks. Said the order would be ready in 15 minutes, so that puts us right around 9:10. It's currently 8:54. Let's see how they do on the time. Fam, let me tell you the most ridiculous experience and why I don't dine at casual dining restaurants. Tell me why I go to order the appetizer, right? I order the appetizer, everything's good deal. Something told me not to order from the girl at the front right away because she just seemed kind of aloof. Anyways, I go to order the sampler, then I'm waiting for my food. I get my food. She comes and casually tells me, oh, by the way, we're out of 3 of the 4 items that you ordered. Do you want some pickles instead? I don't want no hot damn pickles. I want some damn nachos. Anyways, we're gonna leave all that aside for now and see if the food is actually good or not. So that is indicative of one of the reasons why certain restaurants are not as popular as they used to be, just because the quality and the standard of service is just ridiculous. But anyways, we have 4 wings here in the wild sauce. It does not smell hot at all. It smells super regular, probably not even wild sauce. But anyways, we have 4 wings here with the wild sauce, and we have the sampler platter, which was supposed to have nachos and other things as well. But let's give it a shot and see if it's actually hot or not. Here we have the wild sauce, which is supposed to be one of the hotter ones. It's nice and cold now. Let's give it a shot. Cheers, folks. It's not spicy. Again, people, this is why I typically avoid these fast casual restaurants, because they do not care. Which honestly, I can't blame them, because you're definitely getting taken advantage of when you work at a certain type of establishment. But damn, that's really not my fault. I need to have a certain level of quality and a certain level of food, especially if it's already a mediocre experience. Like, damn, come on, my brother. Anyways, we're gonna try some of this blue cheese sauce. I got the wild sauce. I figured it wouldn't be hot. It really isn't that hot, people. It's pretty mild, actually. It's alright. Again, I'm not a wing person, but even I can tell that this is just like there's nothing crazy about it, nothing special. The flavor is very generic, and it's really not that spicy. This was the hottest sauce. I'll give that a 7.1 out of 10. Try some of this sauce here. Some sort of Thousand Island, but it can also be some sort of seasoned spicy mayo ketchup thing. Let's give it a shot. It's a seasoned spicy mayo ketchup thing. Cool little sauce, got some tang to it. Again, very generic with the mozzarella stick. Nothing to write home about. I could have made this at home. 7.1. I'm already turned off. Like, I don't even care about the food anymore. Any sort of inkling that was going to give any sort of like pass or like maybe they messed up, it's like, dude, no, that was just like ridiculous. Let's continue on the path. I got my mozzie sticks. Here we have their fried cheese curds, which was a compensation in their behalf. I'll give them credit for giving me some sort of compensation, but damn, this even took another 10 minutes. It was probably sitting back there for an additional 5, just sitting there. At least it's hot. That's cool. These are actually better than the mozzarella sticks in my opinion. A little bit saltier, a little more flavor. Here we have another special sauce. I'm not sure if this is the same one. Actually, it is the same one. Let's try it with the cheese curds. It's alright. It's like a ketchup mayo type deal. It's whatever. 2 Buffalo Wild Wings credit. The price was not bad. If I would have got all that food, which I intended to, what I paid for, that and the burger is not bad, to be honest, but the service, man, damn, that shit's crazy. Here's the fries. Well seasoned, a little skinny. Cold as hell. 7. The burger does look decent. Let's see what it tastes like, folks. We're gonna go on raw dog, no sauce first. See, this is why I didn't go here when the homies were going here, because like, damn, again, they went there for the liquor. They're probably too drunk to notice any sort of discrepancies. I don't be drinking like that, so I'm gonna see everything. All right, y'all, here we go with the burger. Add a grilled onion. Honestly, it does look pretty poppy and it is quite heavy. Let's give it a shot and see what it tastes like. Cheers. Mid. Cheese to meat ratio is off. Generic frozen patty. It looks way better than it tastes. It's not bad, but it's not necessarily the best thing ever. It's just mid. This is overall low to mid experience. I'm not gonna lie to you. And this is why I avoid places like this. Perhaps why they're falling off, but at least I'm gonna get my protein in today. That's a big, solid double patty right there. If anything is a proper portion, I'll give the burger a 7.3. I've been trying to be an ass, but you just have to call people out sometimes because, man, it's like, how much can one bear? I'm really hungry right now, so this burger's gonna hit regardless. The fact that the manager has to wait 24 hours speaks to the fact that they probably have high turnover and they don't trust their management staff. Why would they not give the manager the opportunity to make it right with the customer right then and there? That is the craziest policy. Not only do I have to wait 5 to 7 business days for the transaction to go back on the card, the money that I spent, but now I can't even process the transaction until the next day. And then I have to call myself to make sure they do it, because they're not going to do it unless I call. Let's be real here. They're probably hoping that I forget about it. That's probably why they instated the freaking policy, so they hope that most people forget about it. They're drunk as hell. I'm not drunk, B-dubs. Step your game up. This is ridiculous. Your policy is stupid. I'm going to give you overall a 6.9 just because this is ridiculous. I don't know, man. Thanks for the burger, I guess. So what have we learned today? We've learned there's a reason why these restaurants have fallen off. One, the product itself is not special. You can either make this at home or get it from a million other places that are probably cheaper, more convenient. There's just no reason to go to these specific places for these items. Two, the service is way subpar. Like, what are we doing here, folks? That B-dubs is the craziest so far. I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy. These are old fads that at one point when you're a young millennial, I think you're just young, you don't really care as much. But as you get older, you start to get more critical. You start to demand a higher quality of service. You start to demand a higher quality of food in general. It's just like, dude, I only got time for this. There's other places. Till the next one, folks. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'm gonna catch y'all next time.